Have you ever seen this? 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 Or maybe you do this. It was born in a stream so small you could jump across it. 4 years later, from 3,000 miles away, somewhere in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, it found its way back, not to the same river, not to the same valley, to the exact same stone. No map, no GPS, no landmarks it could see, just water, darkness, and something inside it that has never once been wrong. How? The Pacific salmon, depending on species, hatches in a freshwater stream somewhere in the mountains of North America or Eastern Asia. Within its first year of life, it undergoes a radical physiological transformation called smoltification. Its body chemistry rewires itself from freshwater to saltwater tolerance. Its scales change color, its kidneys restructure, and it begins moving downstream toward the sea. Once it reaches the ocean, it disappears. For 2 to 5 years, depending on species, the salmon roams the open Pacific, sometimes traveling over 10,000 kilometers in total, feeding, growing, and navigating waters that are featureless in every direction to any eye that cannot read what the salmon reads. Then something shifts, a hormonal signal, a change in water temperature, a response to day length. Whatever the trigger, the salmon turns, and it begins the journey back. Not toward the ocean coast in general, not toward any river in general, but toward the specific tributary of a specific river where it was born years earlier as an egg the size of a pea. The odds against this working by chance are not merely astronomical, they are effectively infinite. The watershed it is targeting may drain an area of hundreds of thousands of square kilometers, branching into thousands of tributaries, each one indistinguishable from the outside. And yet, in study after study, with tagged individuals tracked across decades, the salmon finds it. More than 90% of the time, it finds the exact stream where it was born. This is not luck, this is navigation. The open ocean phase of the salmon's journey is guided by something that took scientists decades to confirm: a magnetic map. The Earth's magnetic field is not uniform. It varies in both intensity and inclination, the angle at which field lines intersect the Earth's surface, across different geographic locations. These variations create a kind of invisible coordinate grid overlaid on the ocean, unique to every point on the planet. Salmon, researchers now believe, are born with the ability to read this grid. In the nasal tissue of salmon, researchers have identified clusters of magnetite, the same iron-based mineral used in compass needles, embedded within specialized receptor cells. These biological compasses detect the precise intensity and inclination of the local magnetic field, allowing the salmon to determine not just direction, but geographic position, where it is on the map of the ocean, not just which way is north. It is in effect a GPS receiver made of living tissue, calibrated at birth to the magnetic coordinates of its home stream, and used 4 years later to navigate back across an entire ocean. But the magnetic map gets the salmon back to the coast, back to the right river mouth. From there, something else takes over: smell. Every stream on Earth has a unique chemical signature, a precise combination of minerals, organic compounds, soil chemistry, and microbial life that produces an olfactory fingerprint unlike any other body of water on the planet. When a salmon egg hatches, the chemical signature of its birth stream is imprinted into its olfactory memory, a process called olfactory imprinting, with a permanence that no subsequent experience can overwrite. Years later, navigating upstream through a branching river system with hundreds of tributaries, the salmon follows its nose. At every fork, it chooses the branch that smells more like home. The signal grows stronger as it ascends, until it arrives, exhausted, deteriorating, irreversibly committed, at the exact water it remembers from before it had eyes open enough to see. Here is what the nature documentaries show you, but rarely say plainly. The salmon is not going home to rest, it is not going home to recover, it is not going home to live out its remaining years in the place it loves most. It is going home to die, on purpose, as the final act of its existence. The moment a Pacific salmon enters freshwater on its return migration, its body begins a controlled process of self-destruction. Cortisol, the stress hormone, floods its system at levels that would be fatal to most vertebrates within days. Its immune system suppresses. Its muscles begin to cannibalize themselves to fuel the upstream push. Its skin breaks down. Its organs deteriorate. The salmon is, in a biological sense, dying from the inside out, while performing one of the most demanding athletic feats in the animal kingdom, swimming against powerful currents, leaping waterfalls, covering dozens of miles a day. It spawns, it releases its eggs or fertilizes them, and then, within days, it dies. But this is not tragedy, this is architecture. The decomposing bodies of spawned salmon release a cascade of marine nutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, carbon, into the stream ecosystem. These nutrients feed the algae that feed the insects, that feed the juvenile salmon that will hatch from those same eggs. They fertilize the riverside trees, whose roots stabilize the banks that protect the stream. Grizzly bears drag salmon carcasses into the forest, spreading marine nutrients miles from the water. A salmon does not just return home to reproduce, it returns home to become the foundation that makes the next generation possible. The end ends in death. The death is the gift. The salmon's magnetic navigation system has become one of the most studied phenomena in sensory biology, not only because it is extraordinary in itself, but because of what it implies for our understanding of navigation at large. For decades, the dominant assumption in navigation science was that precise geolocation requires either visual landmarks or technology. The salmon proved otherwise. It demonstrated that a biological system could encode geographic coordinates at birth, store them for years, and use them to navigate thousands of kilometers with an accuracy that rivals satellite-based positioning. The United States Navy has funded research into magnetite-based navigation precisely because the salmon demonstrated that magnetic geolocation is biologically achievable without external infrastructure. No satellites, no signal towers, no power source beyond the animal's own metabolism. And in conservation science, understanding salmon navigation has become critical for a reason that carries urgent stakes. Salmon populations worldwide are collapsing. Dams block migration routes, rising water temperatures disrupt the thermal cues that trigger migration timing, chemical pollution degrades the olfactory signatures that guide the final upstream navigation. An animal that evolved its navigation system over millions of years is now finding that the map it was born with no longer matches the world it returns to. The precision of the salmon navigation is not just a biological marvel, it is a measure of how much the world has changed. There's a concept in ecology called the natal stream, the stream of birth, the stream of return, the stream of death. For the salmon, it is all three of these things simultaneously: the same water, the same stones, the same chemical signature imprinted into memory before the world was fully formed. We spend a great deal of time building systems that help us find our way: maps, satellites, applications that calculate the fastest route from anywhere to anywhere in seconds. We have outsourced navigation so completely that most of us, dropped in an unfamiliar city without a phone, would be genuinely lost within minutes. The salmon carries its map inside it, encoded before it could swim, carried across an ocean, read in the dark, in the deep, without landmarks or signals or any external confirmation that it is going the right way. It trusts something it cannot verify, towards somewhere it has not been in years, for a purpose it will not survive completing. And it is never wrong about where home is. If this episode changed the way you think about the journey home, share it with someone who needs to be reminded that knowing where you belong is its own kind of superpower. Next episode, we look up at the crow, an animal that recognizes individual human faces, remembers them for years, holds grudges, passes that knowledge to its children, and may be running a social intelligence more sophisticated than we ever gave a bird credit for. How smart is a crow really? Stay curious.